Listen up, it's circle time!
So
Hey
what
guys.
happened?
What'd you say?
So what happened at school today?
Oh, well today we went on a field trip to the zoo. And it was actually really fun. I'd never been to that zoo before. Well, I have, but it was like 2 minutes. It was like a whole story.
Was that when the kid got lost?
No, that's a different time. No, it was just a bad director.
Mm.
But, so it was a beautiful day, nice breeze, it wasn't too hot. I think because it wasn't so hot, like, all the animals were out, they were, like, interactive with the kids, coming up to the class, and, we went to the sea otters, and, like, this one sea otter just, like, came up to the glass and was just doing, like, backflips, and, like,
he was performing.
And, like, performing for the kids. It was so cute, and the kids just, like, loved it and ate it up. So it was actually a really good time, but, so I think I've told you this before, but when it comes to, like, meals and stuff, at school we do an AM snack, lunch, and a PM snack.
Right.
And now listen, if all your parent does is pack you junk food, that's the only thing I can give you is junk food. But if a parent packs, like, apples and oranges or, like, some sort of fruit and then your lunch and then, like, chips or gummies or something, I'm not going to give you the gummies for breakfast and the oranges for the afternoon.
Right.
Like, I'm going to give you the sugar right before you go to your parents. Bye.
Yeah.
They're the ones packing it for you. They can deal with your fucking hyper ass.
Yeah.
And I'm giving you the healthy stuff for breakfast.
Right.
End of story. That's the way I do it. I don't care if a parent says the fruits, and parents do this, the fruit snacks are for breakfast and the oranges are for PM. Not in my classroom, they're not.
Yeah.
Nope. Sorry. That makes me a bitch. I don't care. Don't send your kid to school. I'm not fucking doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not giving your kid fruit snacks for breakfast.
Yeah.
They're going to be hungry way before lunch.
Yeah.
And it's not good for them. It's
not
not fucking
healthy.
good for them. It's not healthy. So anyway, to make a long story short, today at lunch we had all the to-go lunches or whatever, and there was this little girl who had, it actually makes me sick to think about. She had an entire plastic baggie that had to have been a whole container of, like, deli sliced ham, like, rolled up. And it was a lot. Like, I swear to God, it had to have been the whole container.
Yeah.
Of deli sliced ham and then, like, a bunch of pepperonis. And then she had, like, one of those squeezy yogurts. She had grapes. And then she also had, like, the little single serve Pringles. Mm. And so I put everything in front of her, but I said, listen, eat your meat, eat your grapes, eat your yogurt, whatever, and then you can have the chips. I just want to make sure that you're eating, like, the healthy stuff first.
Right.
That way you're full, because, we walked, like, 20,000 steps today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, all we did was walk all day. We were in the sun, whatever. So she's crying, asking for the chips. I said, you'll get the chips.
Yeah.
But you have to eat your lunch first.
Yeah.
End of story. I don't think that's unreasonable.
Yeah.
So she asks me. I say no. She asks Miss Amanda. Miss Amanda obviously says no because we have the same mentality about this subject. She says no. Asks us a bunch of times. We say no a bunch of times. Mm-hmm. There was another teacher from another class. She goes to her and says, can you open my chips for me? And this teacher, can't even blame her. She doesn't fucking know.
It's just so sneaky for a 3-year-old.
Exactly. A 3-year-old. Kylie opens the chips for her. Mm-hmm. And then she turns to us and goes, see, I told you I could have my chips. Like, real snotty.
That's disgusting.
And karma fucking got her. Because when she went to go grab a chip, when she was, like, telling us, see, I got my chips or whatever, like, she flung her hand, and the chips went everywhere, all over the ground, everywhere. So she gets on the ground and starts eating these chips, and I went straight up to her and I said, there's no more chips. They were on the dirty ground. Whatever, like, if 5-second rule, sometimes, whatever, but, like, we're in the zoo, in, like, a pavilion where thousands of people's feet have been, this shit never gets cleaned. I'm like, you're not eating these chips.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to starve. Like, you have a lot of other food.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just starts throwing a fit, crying, stomping her feet, screaming, yelling. And I'm just like, I can't deal with this fucking bullshit. This is because you are a fucking spoiled brat.
Right.
End of story. You're spoiled.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. 3-year-olds have tantrums. They get upset. I get that. I can respect that. Mm-hmm. I'm fucking 29 years old, and I fucking feel like I have tantrums sometimes.
Right.
Like, I'm not saying you can't have a tantrum, but you're not starving. They're not even your main lunch. And you deliberately went behind our backs and then was snotty about it when another teacher, an innocent teacher in all of this,
right,
opened up your chips for you, and then you were a snotty brat, and then karma fucking knocked your chips on the ground. Bye.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's a lot.
So I guess for anybody listening, I would like to know if you think that I'm being too harsh, maybe, with, you know, my eating rule, because I don't feel like it's too harsh. I feel like when I'm a parent, I hope that when I'm a parent, and I get it. It's easy to go to Costco, get a huge box of fruit snacks, or sugary granola bars, or, you know, a pack of cookies or something, and throw it in a lunchbox and call it a goddamn day. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. But at some point, especially when you have children, you have to put them and their health first.
Yeah.
And also, this said girl that I'm talking about is extremely obese.
I've seen so
like
many kids
obese
lately.
children.
Lately,
Obese
I've
children.
seen so many fucking obese kids. And I'm just like, this isn't the kid's fault.
No,
if you're
it's not.
older,
if you're obese as a child, it's your parents' fault. End of story.
And you're ruining this kid. You're ruining this kid.
Yeah.
That's all they're going to know their whole life is food for entertainment and food for pleasure instead of food for
survival.
Nourishment and survival.
Yep.
Trust me, you're talking to somebody that, like, you know, has, like, a minor eating disorder. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've struggled with food my whole life. I've struggled with body image. I've struggled with, you know, all of that stuff. But I look at some of these kids these days and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm so happy I was never like that.
Oh, yeah. Me too.
It's just so fucking sad. It's just so sad because
yeah,
it just feels like that's how they're going to be their whole life.
How can they change if you already start with bad habits? It's so hard to build good habits, and so easy to fall into bad habits and break bad habits.
Totally.
So if that habit is literally the only thing you know, it makes it so much harder. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, so I don't care if I'm a bitch. I don't care if the parents say, I want them to have fruit snacks for breakfast. I don't give them fruit snacks. If there's a healthy option, that's what they're getting for breakfast. End of story. Because guess what? I have to deal with them for the next 8 hours. And if they eat fruit snacks, guess what I'm going to hear in an hour? I'm hungry. When are we going to have lunch? Bitch, lunch is in 4 hours.
Yeah.
And I literally cannot give you lunch right now. Like,
right.
I can't just randomly stop the day to feed you.
Right.
Like, I get that. You can do that as a parent in your own home. Mm-hmm. You can stop, have food, snacks whenever you want. I can't do that. We are on a schedule. We are at school to learn. When you go to school in elementary school, in middle school, in high school, some classes in high school let you, like, have a snack if you want, or, like, a drink or something. Like, if you have, like, a cool teacher.
Yeah.
But for the most part,
you're not allowed to eat during class.
You're not allowed to eat during class. When you go to college, you're not allowed to eat during class, at least in the college classes I went to.
Yeah. Because
Were you allowed to eat in college?
I wasn't. No, I never ate in college. I mean, like, in my classes, and I don't remember anybody ever eating
in college.
Like, they might be eating before the class started, and then once the class started, you know, they put away their snack if they still had some left or whatever. But people didn't eat during class. First of all, it's distracting. Mm-hmm. And learn fucking time management. I mean, obviously they're kids, so they don't fucking know, but that's why you're saying, okay, you're going to eat this. This is going to keep you fuller longer until we eat again.
Exactly. And this is going to give you energy, so you're not tired by 10 o'clock and we don't eat lunch until 12.
Right.
You know, so, yeah, it's just such a touchy subject, you know?
Totally.
So let me know what you think.
Twin Talk, Twin Talk.